welcome to Do Go On, the quiz show. My name is Dave Warneke. Each episode of this show, we pick one big topic and find out how much we actually know about it. But first, we've got to meet our team captains. On my left, now at university, she studied journalism. Now she works in the media. Please welcome Jess Perkins. Hello, Jess.
Yeah, that's
true.
That's true, and I'm interested to see where it's going.
And on my right, now at university, he studied criminology, and now he lives a life of crime. Somebody call the police, it's Matt Stewart! Now, Jess, our media professional here tonight.
Yes.
Who have you recruited to be on your quiz team?
I have brought with me, picked her up on the way, and I drove her here. I didn't. Anyway, I decided to I just wanted to hang out with one of my besties. I thought, fuck the quiz. Fuck this whole thing. Let's have some fun.
It's so hard to find time to hang out in your 30s. So thanks for inviting me onto your quiz show. How's your mum?
We literally had brunch on a Tuesday recently. It's not that hard for us. We barely work. It's Mish, Wittrup.
And Matt, who are you playing with tonight?
The same with me. I also have friends, and I invited one of them here with me tonight. And actually, unlike Mish's friend, I got the best Triple J host in Australia.
Oh!
It's Jordan Barr.
Woo!
They keep the best for the 11 till 2 a.m. slot. You know it.
And Jordan, now, you can't talk at the moment. Is that going to hinder you tonight?
I can't, and yet I will.
Well done, Jordan.
Thank you.
Bravely. Very brave.
So brave.
What the fuck? She's talking despite her thing. I don't know what.
People don't respect women.
And you're outnumbered, boys.
What are you going to say about that?
Oh, no. All right, let's get on to the topic. Hands on buzzers to get us onto topic. Our first question of the night.
Oh my God, what's the topic?
Yeah, that's how we're going to find out.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what the fuck? Sorry, Mish, you haven't missed anything. The way it works is...
That was the part where he said to get us onto the topic.
The answer is the topic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which you know is... No, here's the question.
Okay. Am I meant to do that?
In 2015...
I was alive then, so I've got a good shot.
Yep.
What took out the coveted top spot as the most Instagrammed landmark in Australia?
Ooh.
That's a great buzzer.
Instagrammed landmark.
Yeah.
Landmark.
In 2015.
Something people take
I
photos
thought you were
of.
going to say Instagram photo and I was going to be like that Oscars selfie with Ellen. So, I didn't know the answer.
All right, we'll have a go then.
Hang on, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah, you can't
Oh, sorry,
just
how
jump
many
on
wrong
us.
goes are you going to have?
Go for it.
Jordan, you know the answer to this.
know.
Landmarks, it's going to be one of the big ones, isn't it?
It's gotta be. I'm gonna go with the Eureka Tower.
Oh, it is technically very big.
Oh my
It is
God.
big.
The big tower.
It hasn't
Locking
made...
in the tower.
I've got
Oh, can I try?
It hasn't made the list I've got in front of me, but okay.
Is it Uluru?
It is not.
Ooh. It's got to be one of the Sydney ones, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be. Do you reckon which is... If you had to be sexually attracted to one of them, would you go the Harbour Bridge or the Sydney Opera House?
So you're going for length or sort of spikiness?
I have my reasons, but it's the bridge for me.
Okay.
You're going to lock in the sexiest bridge.
The sexiest...
The Sydney Harbour Bridge, you are correct! That's our topic tonight.
That is a beautiful bridge.
Beautiful. The most Instagram landmark. Second was Bondi Beach. Third, the Opera House. You've got to go pretty far down the list before I get really interested. Though number 11, Puffing Billy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's only in the teens that we start to see some real Aussie culture. We got 15, the Big Pineapple. Then the Big Prawn. The Big Banana. The Big Merino.
Thank you.
Number 19, the Big Golden Guitar. Number 20, the Big Lobster.
Yeah.
There it is.
Big Marino's actual name is Rambo, do you know that?
Wow.
Do you want to ding that? I think that could be worth a point.
Well, we might get to it later in the quiz. Okay. Now, we're not just playing for points tonight. There is a real life prize up for grabs. And it is, I'm so happy to say this, a Sydney Harbour Bridge commemorative spoon! Oh my God. Wow. Look at that thing. That could be yours.
Things I would eat with that.
You know how I don't know if they still do it, but remember how like every once in a while on Sundays, like The Age would give you a free gift? It's given that vibe.
Do you reckon?
You know what I mean? Or like when you'd buy a TV Hits and sometimes there'd be a gift. That vibe.
Free spoon.
Free spoon.
Yeah, I think the approximately $6.80 I spent on eBay really makes me think that's probably right. But it's priceless in theory. First point for you guys, but let's talk about the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Settlers had been talking about constructing a bridge over Sydney Harbour all the way back to penal settlement. Yes, it's pause for laugh there. Francis Greenway, who was a convict and trained architect, proposed a bridge to Governor Lachlan Macquarie way back in 1815. A few designs popped up here and there throughout the century and were investigated, but it was decided that the construction would cost way too much. That was until 1900, when momentum started to gather, and as a part of a wide-ranging overhaul of the Sydney rail system, the New South Wales government put out a call for designs and tenders for a harbour bridge. In fact, they did this a few times. Local engineer Norman Self, check out this guy.
Whoa.
One of the greatest beards I've ever seen.
And his name's Norman Self. That feels like a real great example of nominative determinism.
I think he's...
You're saying that
I don't know about you, but I'd very much like to take a settlement on his penile, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
It kind of looks like a penal settlement.
I love a joke and then a shrug when... Just say it again, because we got a sound effect for it.
Oh, he looks like a penal settlement.
That's fun. Now we're having fun, finally.
Self came second in the first competition for a design and then first in the next one. But the question is, in 2019, a marketing agency called NeoMam, hello to NeoMam if you're watching, brought some of the entries to life with digital renders. But which of these is Norman Self's design that won and was almost the bridge we have today? So they've gone back, got the plans out and recreated the entries. But which one won? Was it A, this bridge? B, this bridge?
That's the same
Okay.
bridge.
It's the same fucking bridge.
C, this bridge?
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
Or D, this bridge? So which one of
So
those?
what was the firm that put it together again? This could be a clue.
NeoMam.
Whoa.
They're the four options. So one of those could be the famous bridge. That could be taken out the Instagram photos every year, but...
I feel like one of them is the Anzac Bridge.
Oh, what does that mean?
Have you been to Sydney?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess nobody goes to the Anzac Bridge.
That's-
Forget about him.
That's another classic bridge, is it?
It's right next to the Harbour Bridge. Exactly.
What a, geez, poor bastard.
Half your luck.
Imagine it'd be like being my younger brother.
No chance.
Here's Tom if you're watching. Nah, he's the handsome one, if you believe it.
He also,
believe it.
but doesn't he have an actual job?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He has a useful job, but then...
Oh, so he's a virgin.
Yuck.
Any thoughts? Any stand out to you?
I like C.
Me too.
I like the sky in it. Like it's a pretty photo.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
if I took that photo, I'd comp it. You know what I mean? Like I'd put it into the competitions.
Yeah.
And I like the shape, but I don't remember the question. So someone. So
The question was, which of these bridges do you like?
right.
So these are all designs that people put in for the Sydney Harbour Bridge when they first asked for it, and one of them won the competition.
Yeah.
It was nearly the bridge, that we know today, but which one actually won the competition?
I'm gonna say A because it's boring, and I feel like whatever that competition was is boring the shit out of me. So I'm gonna go with A.
I like that she's got a reason. Okay.
Yeah. Boring people came up with that competition, so boring people selected the most boring.
Moments ago, you wanted to fuck the guy who came up with this bridge. If I understood your weird euphemism.
You can be hot and boring.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm pretty boring. No, I'm not. I'm a lot of fun.
You're ugly and vivacious.
So are you? I'm happy to lock in A.
You've already locked it in.
All right, let's
you
lock it
didn't
in.
consult with me at all.
You didn't press the buzzer.
You didn't have to.
We're going to talk about this at our next brunch.
There won't be another brunch.
I agree with them that C's the best looking one, but that would have won if it was an option, right? I reckon I think A and B look like it's going to be one of them, I reckon. I'm sorry to rule out D, but...
I'm sorry too.
I think that's
Real bridge over troubled water, that one. Troubled bridge over yellow stick water.
Yeah, what are they? Floaties or something?
Yeah, what are
Say
they?
B out of cancellation as well. But I just, C looks silly. I just think it looks like a child's bridge.
So out of the
Dave.
4, that looks the challenge.
So I think, should we lock in B?
I think B sounds
We're going to
great.
go with B.
So we've got an A. We've got a B. Norman Self, that bearded man's design that won, was actually C.
Oh, the hot one.
The hot bridge. I think that's... Well, Jordan thinks it's the silly bridge.
You can be hot and silly. What?
So yeah, we nearly had that bridge. I'd be happy with that
I
bridge.
love that
like
bridge.
Yeah,
it.
same.
I like it. But, you know, it got passed over. It wasn't until November 1922 the Sydney Harbour Bridge Act was passed by the New South Wales Parliament, and another tender for designs, a third one, was put out in January 1923. 6 firms from around the world submitted 20 proposals. Ernest Stowe proposed this 3-span bridge, which I reckon is so cool. Ooh. I wish they'd done that.
I like that.
It's kind of cool, but it's sort of just a bit skew-if that it makes me unsettled. You know? Like, it's not a perfect Y.
It's a little bit like MC Escher, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
where's that bottom
Yeah.
one going?
Yeah.
Where are they going to get that island?
Yeah, they were like...
All the money's been spent on this bloody clump of dirt in the middle.
They were like, yeah, that's a great one, Ernest, but there's no island there.
Yeah. And is it just a roundabout inside?
Yeah, you start at the bottom and you go all the way up like the first
There's just a lot of collisions in there.
Yeah.
And the centrepiece looks like an aviary.
Yeah.
But that's what my favourite thing about this picture is they obviously did the design, they put a lot of work in, it's like, we've got it, and then they looked at each other like, we've got it. Is that some birds? I think there's a couple of birds over here.
What was I going to say?
It's just add a
Just so
couple
they could really get a feel for it.
Yeah.
So he didn't win, but I'm going to get each team now to draw an alternative design for the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the best one, as voted by our studio audience, will win their team a point. Now, under your tables, you have a whiteboard there. There's many coloured markers at your disposal.
Why is me?
You can make up a fake island if you like. You can make it look like a bird. There's many options for this.
Okay.
I think
the
we have
best-
to start with the C.
Well, what would we want a bridge to represent?
Feminism.
Feminism.
Let's put tits on it.
Let's put tits on it.
All right, so we've got to start with a strong base.
Oh, I don't know. I reckon you go.
Why is that funny? You do have to start with a strong
I
base.
don't know, I thought my night would
was-
go. But I said I'd do this. All right, so,
And the car
like,
through his...
they've already drawn the outline.
They haven't. They've drawn water. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, birds.
Birds.
Okay, so we've got 2 different
They look like bums.
We've got starting with the water and we're starting with the birds. The 2 most important things in the bridge design.
birds. Okay, that's a strong foundation.
That's a great foundation.
And you need 2 of them.
Need 2 of those. Otherwise, where's that bloody bridge
Yeah.
going?
All right, go for it.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
See, okay, so
Six.
like a
Like,
lot of
oh,
those
like that.
bridges are quite like soft lines. I'm thinking really
fantastic.
jagged.
Oh, fuck
You
yeah.
done
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
But I don't
Just like
Like, let's just go ape
Yeah.
shit, meet in the middle.
What else?
Great.
okay.
Oh, this
But I feel like
doesn't even
just for symmetry.
Let's put a car on it so people can see what can happen on it.
A horse opened the Sydney Harbour Bridge when it first opened, so...
They've got to put a car.
that car has like a big juicy ass.
It's like a car like that.
No, I got it.
Hey, Dave, you know what Jordan just said? I actually know a lot about the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I'm like, this is good news for us.
Jordan, where does your bridge knowledge come from, Jordan?
Well, I have an aunt who's really into family history, and some guy we're
Your dad's a
related to.
bridge.
So yeah,
And a guy
I also want to fuck the bridge.
But who's this guy you're related to?
I guess some kind of great-grandfather, maybe simply one great, but he worked on it because he saw a man die. So who laughed?
Who laughed? Hands up.
Dave, do you have a favourite bridge?
Do I have a favourite bridge? Oh, it's tricky. I mean, it's hard to go
Past the West Gate.
a beautiful bridge. I got to say, my favorite.
Tempting bridge, I'll tell you that much.
What I like about it, it's both beautiful but also very useful. And you can drive over it.
I reckon I love the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I'd put that in maybe top 3, but I reckon number one spot for me, I think it's got to be the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol.
Fantastic.
Have you seen this one?
No.
Absolutely beautiful bridge.
Beautiful bridge.
Are you happy with that? All right, I'm going to give you a final 10 seconds to finish off your designs.
We don't need
That
it.
was a bit of a fun.
Oh my God, okay.
I feel like I'm on Spicks and Specs. I love this.
I've never heard of that show. This is totally different.
Pens down.
We had all already put them down.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say that.
Fair.
that's fair.
Felt good.
I
I
feel-
said pens down. Okay, so
I feel good about
They
this.
look like they have a lot of intricate, like, lines.
Yeah.
Your eyesight's not super good.
maybe we'll start with Mish and Jess, who I want you to talk through your bridge. Maybe really sell it to these
Thank you. We'd love to.
Yeah, before we show it. Okay.
Maybe a little, yeah, because I mean, obviously a lot of bridges you see
Arches.
like that kind of
people. Yeah, it's been done.
Yuck.
We wanted for modern times sharper lines.
Now, in case some of you looked at that, and went, "That's not a bridge," there's a car on it. So
Explain that.
And coolest thing about Sydney Harbour Bridge is you can walk on it, right? You can climb it.
Can't
take a
name
lovely
another
photo.
bridge you can walk on.
Can't walk on bridges, right? But Sydney Harbour, you can pay $180 and go to the top and take a photo with some loved ones. And we included that in our bridge. So it's also a money maker. So
This thing pays
gotta
for
respect
itself.
that.
So you're welcome, the economy.
Yeah.
Oh, give it up for Jess and Mish's bridge. Beautiful.
We got birds.
And the birds. We can't forget the birds.
Thank you.
Jordan and Matt, please sell your bridge to the room.
We were thinking we'd need an icon of Sydney, so we thought what's more famous in Sydney than those London locks of Warwick the Whiz Kappa?
Oh, you got the whiz. Wow. Wow.
And he brings you in.
Yeah.
And he lets you go.
Yeah. So you drive through his pits.
Wow.
He's a bridge and he's a dad.
Yeah, you'd be happy with that.
He's a bridge and he's a dad.
Everything you want and anything you
God.
want. But we also have the technology in the head that can, for special events, we can make Warwick's head any colour we want. Pride Week, we can make his head purple or rainbow. What's another week?
And on New Year's Eve, you know how they project an image on Sydney Opera House? They can just project something on there.
Countdown clock for New Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
It can be anything you want. And you get to drive through his rib cage, which is cool.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And he finally gets the respect he deserves in
Is
bridge
that a
form.
shark?
There's a shark there
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
water because there are sharks in the harbour.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
That represents one of the business partners he had after his career.
Yeah, that's right.
It's always circling.
I don't really know who this man is.
I'll give it up for Jordan and Matt's bridge. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now what we're going to do an applause-o-meter. We're going to have a clap off. First of all, please put your hands together if you thought the better bridge design was from Jess and Mish.
Thank you.
Okay, this side of the room are really backing.
Yeah, they love us.
But they hesitated and it was pity.
Yeah.
Pity, but they might,
Yeah.
hesitate and not clap at all. Here, we'll find out. Round of applause if you thought it was Jordan and Matt's bridge. I'm afraid I've got to give.
Fair.
I got to give them a point for that one.
If their bridge has hair.
Yeah.
I love them both.
Ours has a car though.
Yeah,
so-
we had a car.
Ours hasn't been tested. Spectacular, sure,
To
but
be fair, neither has ours.
Ours is made from real man bits.
it's 100% real man.
Before we move on, we're going to quickly check in with the scores. Currently, it's very close, I've got to say. Currently on 1 point, it's Mish and Jess. But they are leading on 2 points, Matt and Jordan.
Yes, I mean, our team is winning, but Jordan has got all those points.
Congratulations.
If I don't get a single point tonight, I will just have to give her the spoon.
Oh, I'm taking the spoon. That's my
Otherwise,
hot bridge spoon.
We're sharing it otherwise.
Oh, yeah, true. Yummy.
Obviously, none of the bridges that we've shown or drawn won the design competition, I'm sorry to say. The bridge we all know and love won. That was from 1923, design A31, which is a 2-hinge steel arch designed by Dorman Long & Co. of Middlesbrough in England. Dorman Long's consulting engineer, Ralph Freeman of Sir Douglas Fox and Partners, oversaw the detail of the bridge design. But I got to tell you, it wasn't exactly original. My next question is a multiple choice. What is the name of the bridge that the Sydney Harbour ripped off?
Okay.
Okay.
Was it A, Big Blue,
I like that.
B, Hell Gate,
That's the name of my vagina. I'm sorry.
C, third time lucky,
That's the
Name of
name
my
of my dick.
vagina. We're both desperate to get to the joke. That's the name of mine.
All right,
Whatever-
Mish's is the last
Yeah,
one.
whatever D is, this is what the name of my vagina is.
Well, Mish's vagina is the Montague Street Bridge. People constantly crashing into it.
Getting stuck underneath. A lot of lorries try and get under there. Checking the height.
Bad in a flood.
Anything jumping out to you?
I'm leaning towards Big Blue or Hellgate.
I do like Big Blue.
Me too. I have no real logic or reasoning behind it.
Me neither.
I just like it.
I'm so deeply certain we're going to lose this
100%.
quiz show today, right? So let's just have fun and go with the one that tickles us. And that's Big Blue.
Big Blue.
Big Blue. They're going for Big Blue.
Oh, I don't know why I'm clapping at. A fantastic guess.
Yeah, we're clapping
It's
everything now.
sportsmanship.
There is, I mean, if you put those four in front of me and said, put your life on one of these being a bridge, it's D. The other three sound ridiculous. Like, I'm not sure that the top three are bridges. But I'm pretty sure Montague Street Bridge doesn't look like the Sydney Harbour. But I wouldn't even put my life on
It does after you've crashed into it, but that could be the concussion. My thoughts are that maybe Hellgate is more like it was Hellgate in like another language, and they thought it sounded pretty, you know, like when people get tattoos in another language,
Yeah.
and it just says like pizza penis or whatever.
Well, that's a very specific example of my time in Thailand, but
So I'm like, maybe that's like a trick question where is something else, like it was like they thought like it was like Gordon for Himmel or whatever, and it was Hellgate. But third time lucky, maybe because like maybe people thought they were being funny. But it was
Back then, though, yeah. Back then,
that would have been like fucking. They would have been rolling around. They would have been like,
yeah, they were like, that's a very good one.
Like the
Let's
god.
blow out our candles and go home.
They're just going to walk home in the dark?
Let's blow out our candles and go home.
were they also having a birthday party?
You're a good laugh. Let's go. Time to go home. Oh, this is fun.
I'll have to get you to lock something in. They've gone Big Blue. What are you thinking?
I think it's got to be B. I think C is too silly.
Yeah, all right.
Because what would they? They're probably gonna get like the Queen to like cut it or whatever. And they can't present it, which is not funny. But that's not funny.
Yeah.
Let's go B. We're gonna lock in B.
We've got an A.
Yep.
We've got a B. I can reveal one of you is correct. Ooh. And that answer is... It's B, it's Hellgate. It is Hellgate. I'll tell you more about this bridge. It's Hellgate Bridge in New York City, completed in 1916. This is it. Look familiar?
Oh, wow.
Actually, Dave, yes.
Oh my God, that looks so much like Sydney Harbour Bridge.
But it looks like that's more Sydney Harbour Bridge than it would be a New York Bridge. Are they playing cricket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is there a bridge over a cricket pitch?
It connects Queens to Randall's Island and goes over a cricket ground. And the colour it's painted is called Hellgate Red. There you go.
It looks like it needs a bloody fresh cut.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's,
Hellgate Grey.
where's Paul Hogan? Am I right?
Am I right?
Paul Hogan?
Where is Paul Hogan?
Anyone? Used to paint the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
He used to be a rigger on the bridge, if you want to be specific, mate, but I've been looking up this shit a lot.
I hope there's a question about that because now I know the answer. It's the only thing I know about Sydney Harbour Bridge because I also haven't listened to a word you've said. So.
I can't believe we're doing the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I talk about how hot that bridge is to so many people.
Well, Jess does too, actually.
Fucking love that bridge.
Yes, it's so good.
I've genuinely contemplated getting a tattoo of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, but then I'm sort of like, people be like, oh, you're from Sydney? I'm like, no, Melbourne.
Don't want it to be like confused with like patriotism. You're
Totally.
Like, it's not that.
But I
it's
just-
the bridge.
Oh, love that
It's
bridge.
true though. Doesn't matter how many times you go to Sydney, when you see the bridge, there is that moment of like,
Coming.
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly,
Mine is like a childlike giddiness.
I think my favourite bridge, I get that feeling going over the Brisbane Story Bridge. I reckon
That's a nice bridge.
That's a beautiful bridge.
Bridges
Photo
are
of that, bring it
actually
up.
pretty hot.
I want to come as well. Well, that made everyone uncomfortable. Oh, it's fun when a woman comes.
Not that you'd know, buddy.
So it's fun when a woman comes. Yeah, try it.
Back in Australia, a guy called John Job Crew Bradfield was appointed chief engineer for the bridge, which makes sense. His name includes Job Crew. I trust him, and this is him. Unfortunately, he was born without a mouth. Only a mustache.
Yes, but he made up for it in forehead.
What a guy. I thought I had a pretty good one, but look at the size of it. Jesus.
Just keeps going.
Wow. He looks a bit like Albert Fish,
Oh,
famous cannibal.
Dave, do we know? Same guy?
I've never seen them in the same place at the same time. He received the first Doctorate of Science in Engineering awarded by the University of Sydney for a thesis entitled The City and Suburban Electric Railways and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The National Museum of Australia writes, Bradfield became the project's greatest advocate and is remembered as the father of the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Oh, who was the mother?
Fuck my kid.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work, does it?
It doesn't work. But that guy's
Who was
cool.
the... No.
So he, like, what did they have to do? Like go on like rallies and marches and stuff for a bridge?
Well, he lobbied for it and then was the, chief amongst getting it over the line.
What year was this?
designing it.
It's funny the priorities we had as a country. This is before women had the vote, before Indigenous people had the vote.
And what, his PhD was in like the streets of Sydney. It was probably like 4 streets. Like, cool.
Another person who worked closely on the bridge was Kathleen M. Butler, who had her own nickname, the godmother of Sydney Harbour Bridge, or simply the Bridge Girl.
Oh, Jordan, sorry.
if you had brought up a picture of Jordan Barr, then I would have been like, it's not going to get funnier than that.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she's great. I love her.
The bridge girl.
Yeah.
She was the first person appointed to Chief Engineer Bradfield's team as his confidential secretary, a role today which would be called a technical advisor or senior project manager, overseeing elements of the bridge's construction and its huge budget. The Financial Review writes, she was something of a celebrity, not just for her achievements, but because she had succeeded as a young woman and a devout Catholic at a time in Australia when being female was as limiting to a career as not being Protestant. In 1927, as was unfortunately custom at the time, she got married and then had to resign her position afterwards.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Getting out of this shit.
I'm going to get hitched and I'm going to fuck off.
Clock's ticking, Bob.
Just got to find a bow.
Is it? Yeah, no, that's a different clock. There's no wedding clock, is there?
Nah.
Fucking... Shut up, man.
Now, back to Bridge Girl. Whilst not as well known as Bradfield, she has been honoured. As a tribute to Kathleen in 2019, what was named in her honour? These are your options. Was it a garden at Sydney Botanical famous for containing a flower that smells like rotting flesh? B, a brand of soup? C, a light rail train that crashed on its first day of service?
Oh, Jesus.
Or D, a boring machine?
Boring machine. Well, that's a matter of opinion.
That one's called Dave Warneke.
A boring machine sounds like what wives told their husbands their vibrators were back then. You wouldn't be interested. It's sewing and shit.
We did see her with a photo with flowers before.
Yeah, she likes flowers.
And a hat.
Ooh, is there a hat option?
No, but there is soup.
Paul, I'm going to need your help connecting those two.
I do. Press the button.
Multiple choice, babe. We all get a go.
Okay. The smelling fleshy flower, I think, is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, actually, it is actually a thing. So is a brand of soup, I recognise.
And a light rail train.
I've forgotten
and a boring
her
machine.
name. Was it Marie Campbell?
It wasn't Marie Campbell.
Okay. Can you think of any other brands of soup?
Marie tomato soup.
Was it Marie Tomato? Or just, rather than us guessing them all, why don't you say her name again?
Kathleen M. Tomato. It was Butler.
Oh, butternut pumpkin soup. Could that have been it?
And butlers bring you soup.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
soup in your butler's pantry.
I'm leaning towards that then.
I like that.
But you have been right every time, so I'll probably let you guess.
They wouldn't name, I don't think, boring machine, but then also like a light rail train. What do you guys think? Oh wait,
Let's figure this out.
Yeah. Throw it open.
I don't think,
Can we pick the same thing?
Of course we can, yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
and it crashed.
Let's listen to what Jordan says.
Maybe they did. I think I'm gonna go C. I think we should go C. That's why we're a team.
Yeah, great.
There you go.
Let's just quickly work through them. Butley Gardens. That's not what her name was.
Butler.
Butler Gardens. Butler Soup. Butler Light Rail. Butler Boring Machine. I think you're right, light rail. And that helped, I think, what I did then.
Well, also they had a light rail go over the bridge.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think there was an accident on the bridge.
And it was funny.
We're gonna lock in a light rail train.
We're going light rail train. They're going C.
I think if you're naming something after a woman, it's not going to be machinery or a train. It might be soup.
Yeah.
But
They do
I-
make that sometimes.
Sometimes, if you ask nicely.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a garden.
That's I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's A. I think it's a garden.
Yeah.
They're going garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going light rail. The answer is a boring machine.
What do you mean?
In 2019, a 130-metre tunnel boring machine for the Sydney Metro was
Yeah, you would name that after a woman, wouldn't you?
named Kathleen in her honour. What a lovely tribute.
Kathleen, the boring machine.
If I go first, Dave, and God, I hope I do. I could never live without you.
Don't leave me with him. If you go first.
I think if they say, "Hey, Dave, we'd like to honour Jess's memory by naming a boring machine after her," just say thanks, but no thanks. Would you?
Okay.
That's
I'll pass that on.
So, is boring a verb? I thought it was an adjective.
No, like as in it bores.
Bores down.
Okay, well, if I knew what any words meant.
The only word I knew from that list was soup. So I was like,
Yeah, you lock in what you
There
know.
was a stipulation here that you had to know
Did you
words.
know that boring was a thing that you could do into the ground?
Yeah, bore a hole, I guess.
The fuck? Did we all know this?
You know, if you had ball water.
that's the thing.
that phrase
Sorry,
yeah.
my private school education is showing.
Right, so construction on the Harbour Bridge started in July 1923 and it took over 8 years to complete. It was not without its controversy. The government had to clear hundreds of houses from the northern and southern approaches to the bridge. A total of 802 buildings were demolished and many people living there were never compensated. More than 1,600 people worked on the bridge, and taking place during the Great Depression, it provided much needed work. However, it wasn't the safest place to work. During construction, 16 people died, and your great-great-grandfather witnessed one of these?
He saw one, yeah, and he said it was sick.
he goes, Jordan, that was a sick time.
I was sick. No, because they had that thing where you throw your tools in. That's where they learn you throw your tools in before you crash. And now I know if I ever fall into a body of water from a height, try to throw your
Break the
all
water.
the tools you have.
Oh, and then, so it
Breaks
splashes
the
first and then
surface.
you get in
Yeah.
after it.
Yeah.
And break the surface.
I didn't know that.
Oh my
That's why a
God.
lot of like high diving and stuff, there'll be a little thing of water a little fountain to like
Yeah.
break the surface of the water.
I can't believe we're learning on this show. Oh my God. So they built the arch on each side of the harbour, and on August 1930, the two halves of the arch were joined.
See, that's hot.
That's so cool.
Like that they're almost
about to
there.
kiss.
Yes! They look like little dinosaurs about to kiss.
I'm not an architect, but it feels crazy that they started at the top. Like, I just feel like they did the icing before the cake. Like, they didn't do the base.
Yeah, no,
I
like,
want to
yeah.
see that's fucking
Yeah.
died.
The big brick. I think the big brick things are like just decorative. But
They are. Those sort of plinths or the pylons that they're on, that doesn't do anything.
Just to make people feel
structurally.
better.
Yeah, really. It's actually, if you look at it closely, it just sort of sits there.
so funny.
There you go. The official opening of the bridge took place on March 19, 1932. By that time, 52,000 school children had already crossed the bridge in a series of school days, which makes me worried they were using the kids to test that it was safe.
Building it up. Preps.
Yeah.
Grade one.
Yeah, a bit
How
heavier.
much weight can
Oh
they?
my God.
That does sound like the most boring school trip. You know when you're like, oh, we've got a school trip coming up. They're like, we're going to cross a bridge. You're like, get fucked. I want to go to the Cadbury factory. I'm from Tassie, and every second school trip was to the Cadbury factory, and that was sick.
It's wild that like they were able to get it to the. They must have had to get it to the millimetre correct, right? To be able
Yeah. Otherwise you start, oh no, we're doing 2 bridges here. Double bridge, this is great.
This is what we intended the whole time.
8-year-old Kenneth Jones here was selected by the Melbourne Herald newsreel team to climb to the top of the bridge. He was not wearing a harness or any sort of safety device.
They're blown right off.
He said to the camera, all the kids look like ants from up here.
Look at that kid's knees. He's got osteoarthritis.
Hopefully that's not too late of a diagnosis from the Fix's gate.
Now, since opening the bridge has of course become an Australian icon and is used as shorthand in a bunch of movies to quickly show that something is set in Australia, the question is, do these movies feature the Harbour Bridge? I'll give you one at a time here for Jess and Mish. Independence Day, the movie. Do you see the Harbour Bridge?
Okay, there's a montage.
You got it.
There's a montage at the end. I fucking love Independence
That
Day.
movie is sick as shit.
It rules.
And there is a montage,
Yeah.
and they blow up the White House
Yeah.
and the pyramids, and I think they fucking blow up the
Yeah,
Harbour Bridge.
there is a I reckon there. Yeah. Yep.
You're saying yes?
If they don't, oh,
Yes?
his
You're saying-
mouth, he was about to say you are, and his mouth went like that. What's correct or incorrect?
What do you reckon?
I don't know. But if they didn't blow up the Harbour Bridge, they should have.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a slap in the face to the bridge.
Yeah.
big
If
time.
they did
And
blow
to-
it
I
up.
I'm
Sorry.
changing my mind, and I think maybe it isn't in there. But I think he knows that we know the montage.
Yeah, I reckon.
Ooh.
I think it's not in there. Oh no.
Is that because he said that's in and you thought maybe the end of that might have been correct?
No, I said,
Oh.
Yeah.
And correct.
Yeah.
Which is a confusing
I
middle
was
ground.
going to say the wrong thing.
The thing is, if it was in there, I feel like I would remember it very clearly.
Yeah, and I don't. But I remember
The
I
montage.
remember the montage.
You know what they did, Mish? The even faster shorthand for Australia than the Harbour Bridge is the Rialto Towers. The jewel in Melbourne skyline.
I'm gonna say no. I actually want to go no.
Oh, what a couple of
I'm
buildings.
gonna. I reckon it's no, but I'm gonna be so mad if it's yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
You're
We're
saying
gonna
no?
say no.
It is. It's in there.
No.
Sorry. It is.
Quite obviously.
Yes, it doesn't get destroyed. It's one of the few things, apparently this is from independenceday.fandom. During the War of 1996, the city was targeted for destruction by the harvesters. Fortunately, during the July 4th counter-offensive, the city destroyer was intercepted by the RAAF as it approached Sydney and it crashed off the coast following the destruction of the alien mothership. As a result, Sydney was one of the few cities spared.
Oh, good.
You're right,
we
didn't
don't
see
live there.
destroyed.
That's not good news for us.
You don't care about them.
I don't care.
So no point there, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, based on all these disaster movies, how good is it to live in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Never a target. Never a target.
We're just
And
sitting
so
back.
it looks like they've hit the northern beaches. So
Yeah, it's
good
fine.
for them. Get rid.
All right, this one's for you guys. The Power Rangers movie.
This is playing right in your strong suit.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
I don't think it's in there.
I've never seen it, but
But also
have you seen it?
many times. I wanted a pink and purple Power Ranger at my birthday party, and it didn't exist.
Pink and purple.
Yeah, it was either pink or purple, and I was like, no, it's pink and purple.
A bit of both.
Years later, I'd find out that I'm quite visually impaired, and I'm only now thinking maybe that's connected. But I don't think it's in there. Why would they go there? They're Power Rangers. Why would they come to Australia?
Yeah.
You
They're
say
busy.
no.
What do you think? I feel like I'm.
I've
jumping
never
in.
seen it. I don't know. I'm from the Voltron generation, and which no one. It's the one where from before where they put things together in a different.
True. Yeah, great. You got one fan.
Funnily enough, I was never allowed to watch Voltron either. Anyway.
So you're saying no?
I'm saying no.
I'm afraid it's in there.
Oh.
Wow.
It's set in the fictional city.
No, that's Hell's Gate in New York.
Yeah, they're playing cricket under that.
roller cricket.
It's set in the fictional city of Angel Grove, like the show, but the bridge features prominently. So there you go. It's got a 5.2 rating on IMDb.
Ooh.
There you go.
Peas get degrees.
All right, you get one.
Set in Australia.
No, they just use that as a bit of backdrop. All right, next one is for you guys. It is James Bond, The World Is Not Enough.
Which one's The World Is Not Enough?
The one that has the song, The World Is Not
Which
Enough.
Bond is it?
Doodle-doodle-doo.
That's
Pierce.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's Pierce.
the shit Bond.
The fuck? Anyway, we don't have time to get into that.
Is that your favourite Bond?
I don't know. It's not my least favourite.
Name and shame. Roger Moore, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nah.
Anyway.
The Aussie one.
What the fuck? Lazenberg?
I can't. Lazenby.
Who is the woman that plays opposite
Yeah.
this one? Is it Hallie?
Is it a bridge?
Is it?
I'm not. You know what? I'm not sure it would help me.
It might help me because I
Okay.
can only remember it off the women that were in it.
Ali is in Born to Die because it's that shot of her coming out of the water in the bikini that I don't remember.
I think she's in It's Die Another Day.
Die Another Day.
So who's in The World Is Not Enough? Thank you. It's
Denise
Richards.
Richards.
That
better
is-
get
And does she play? Where she plays Christmas?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know if the Harbour Bridge or Australia has ever, featured in a Bond.
The only thing that makes me think it might be is because it says the world.
Yeah.
And
And enough. Which
Enough.
we are.
We are.
we are enough.
We are
We need
enough.
to start telling ourselves that.
I recognise it says not enough, but we're going to leave that bit out.
I'm gonna just why not just say yeah?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid it's no. It's no. Tragically, no James Bond film
Really?
has been set or filmed in Australia, although Daniel Craig has been here for a premiere, so there you go.
Wow. Lucky us.
Lucky
Who's he
us.
with?
All right, our final one. So far, you are 0 from 3, so let's see how you go.
Wow.
Our final one is The Matrix.
Now, this was set in Sydney.
The first one.
Martin Square.
Are you locking
said
in,
that.
you're locking in Martin Square?
I think this is a trick question. I don't think it's in it because they didn't want us to think it was Sydney.
Right.
Because they all have American accents in it,
Oh, of course.
and they're in the Matrix.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves is
Shit.
American.
Yeah.
That's not in Sydney. Sydney took the fucking blue pill.
So you're saying no?
Tell. What are you saying?
I think that is very sound logic. Why would they? The other ones want to make it seem
Yeah.
like Sydney. This movie was all about it not being in Sydney.
They were tricking us. But then they showed us that iconic sunset, sunrise, backdrop, Martin's Place.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're looking at it.
You're locking in no. I can reveal that it is actually yes. I found
You actually need to get fucked.
That's
No,
actually
you're
Hugo
fucked.
Weaving.
That's fucked.
You're confusing Hugo
That's
Weaving and
not-
the bridge.
I
can't even
found
see it.
I found someone on Reddit who seems to have analysed every frame, and you can see parts of the pylons and a tiny bit of the actual bridge in the background here and here. So if you just look at
We enhance. Nah. Well, the audience says no, Dave.
I don't. That's the bridge. I see the bridge clearly, and fuck you.
I could look at that frame at a glance and be like, Sydney.
there it is. Oh, Sydney.
Yeah.
There it is.
Easy.
Actually, no, my eyes have adjusted. I think I can see it.
Shut up.
No,
Okay.
no.
hate that movie.
And it's like comparatively, it's a ghost. It's a whisper of a bridge.
Yeah.
And that's not the bridge. If you tried to cross what we can see there, you would fall off and die. It doesn't exist beyond that frame.
Doesn't exist.
So that's not a bridge.
That's not a bridge.
I think you're a bridge. You're an ugly bridge. That no one wants to fuck or marry.
I am married.
To what? A person? Freak?
Yeah. You can't see her in that frame, but she's somewhere there.
Is that really...
Oh, actually, you can see it there better than there. That's a better resolution.
Stop pointing it out, Matt.
All right, we've got to do a quick score check. Still on 1 point, it's Mish and Jess. But out in front on 3, Jordan and Matt. They're in the lead. They're in the lead.
Is this your lowest scoring one so far?
It is the lowest scoring one so far, but hey, there's still a couple of rounds
But
to
haven't
go.
we had fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Dave, I apologise. I'm sorry for saying that you suck and that you're ugly and not married to a Brit.
And that no one would fuck me.
And that no one would fuck you.
Thank you.
Oh, that I can't confirm. I don't know.
Dave, we both apologise for Jordan speaking the truth.
The truth hurts, okay? So the Harbour Bridge is the most climbed bridge in the world. We talked a bit about the climbing. Since 1998, more than 4 million people from around the world have climbed it, including celebrities, Oprah, Prince Harry, Ben Stiller, Kylie Minogue, and
Jordan Barr.
Dave Warneke. There I am. Enhance.
Oh,
Enhance.
Oh my God.
There I am.
Dave, I like that, dude.
Look at your hair.
Such
fantastic.
Did you dye it black?
Yeah. So in 2004.
Okay, My Chemical Romance. Wait, no, that was white. Fuck. Okay.
You're looking very My Chemical Romance right now.
Am I? I was thinking French.
Ooh la la.
I like that you didn't dye your brows too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That never even occurred to me.
You look like Bella Hadid.
So that's 2004. I'm 14 years old there. I was too cool to wear a hat and cover up my black hair like everyone else. Then I got rained on. I look like a fucking idiot. But here I am.
The only thing sadder than an emo is a wet emo.
And here I am visiting Sydney earlier this year. So there you go.
Hey.
Thanks so much.
Why are we
So
applauding a man getting on a 1-hour flight?
Yeah. Woo. And if we just enhance that photo, there I am.
Jeez.
There I am. It's pretty romantic up there. More than 5,000 couples have gotten engaged whilst climbing the bridge.
To the bridge or to each other?
A bit
I
of
would
both.
love to know the
both.
stats on people who said no. And then that really awkward 18-minute walk down.
As the tour guide's still giving facts.
Yeah.
There's like 80 billion bolts here. They're just crying.
Sharon!
A reminder, you cannot jump.
This is a multiple choice question. 91-year-old Lloyd Poulton holds a climbing record, but what is it? He's 91 years old, but is his record A, most climbs of the bridge? B, the oldest person to climb the bridge? C, the only person to be rescued by a helicopter whilst on top of the bridge? Or D, the only person to climb blindfolded?
That's not hard.
3 of those are records, and then one of them is being rescued by a helicopter. That's not a record.
No one else has done it, if it's the record.
I'm sorry, but if the only I'll do it. I'll climb blindfolded. That's bullshit. You have high rails. You just follow them over. You know what I mean? You hold on to the sides, climb up, climb down. It's not hard. That's made me so mad. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that is correct, if it's D, I'm going to rage because I will do it and fuck it up for that man.
That'd be the only reason to do it now, though. Like, he did it to be the first, and now you're doing it not seeing the beautiful views, just to fuck over.
Am I losing my mind? Am I making sense? That is not hard to do. That is not hard to do.
Is it hard to be rescued by a helicopter?
Yeah, if you have a heart attack up there or something, I'm on board for the first 3. That last one has burnt a fire in me.
Well, you've talked me out of it as well. I think it's A or B. What do you reckon?
I think it's got to be A.
Okay. We're locking A.
They're locking in A, and you're
Most
locking in
climbs.
anything but D because you'll kill people if it's right.
But obviously, secretly, I would love it to be D. Just to see what happens.
It's not D. I know it's not D.
Yeah.
It's not D.
So if it's not only person to climb blindfolded, what's standing out to you, Mish?
A. But they said A.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 91. That is old.
Yeah. It could be oldest person.
I've got to admit, I missed that detail. Did Dave say that he's 91?
91 years
couple
old.
of times, yeah.
That sounds like a pretty strong clue, actually. And that was when he climbed? I guess you need to be pretty old to have climbed it a lot as well, if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we've locked in, so I'll bow out of this.
What do you want to go with?
Do we want to go something different to see if we can get a point on him?
Yeah.
Yeah. B.
D.
We've got an A, we've got a B. I can reveal one of you is correct.
It's probably A.
The record he holds is most climbs. It is 90.
You are on fire!
I remember seeing his photo in the museum.
Really?
Oh my God.
You remember this guy? Do you remember how many climbs it is?
No, but I remember being like, that cunt is old.
Here, 91. It's 132 climbs.
What? 132 at 91. That's not that much. That's what the fuck?
Yeah, that's less than 2 a year.
Yeah, there's 365 days in a year. You're walking like once every 3 months. That's not that much.
I mean, people haven't been climbing it for 90 years though, Mish.
If it wasn't as expensive as it is, I would fucking
Exactly.
floor that
You spent
guy.
like 50.
I'd smash that fucking record in
Lap,
like
lap.
2 years.
The oldest,
my God,
the oldest
what a
person to
bullshit
climb
record.
is 100.
It's so funny that Dee was going to send her into a rage, but it turns out they all would have, I think.
All right, let's do our final score check before we head into our final round. On 1 point, they're furious. It's Mish and Jess. But leading the way on 4 points, it's Matt and Jordan.
I think it's just Jordan, but anyway.
Okay, the final round is our quick fire round. Ooh. It's going to test how well we've gotten to know that beautiful, beautiful bridge.
In other episodes, that throbbed. What happened?
I took away the throb on this one.
Okay.
So I could get to this next slide quicker because it throbbed for way too long.
Same. Thinking about that damn bridge.
This round is called Is This a Review? I'll read out a review from Google. You tell me if it's about the Sydney Harbour Bridge or some other bridge. Okay?
You can review bridges.
Yeah, people love it. There's about 20,000 reviews on Sydney Harbour Bridge on Google right now. You can buzz in, but if you're wrong, you'll lose a point here.
Okay.
Let's go into negatives.
That will be a first.
If I'm going to do it with anyone, I want to do it with you.
Yeah.
Okay, hands on buzzers.
I think...
Remember, is this a Sydney Harbour Bridge review or another bridge? Love that enthusiasm. First review is, it's a must-see attraction, iconic, although once seen, that's enough. 3 stars.
I know that was your review of the big gorge in America.
Oh, the Grand Canyon. It's not that big. There's a hole in the ground.
That someone named Maureen Metcalf would say that about the harbour.
It feels very Maureen to me. We're going to say true. That's the bridge.
That's the bridge? You are correct, it's the bridge! They got a point. Closing the gap here. Wow.
Doubled our points.
Hell yeah.
All right, next one is, great place to go if you like masses of people taking photos, full of careless, disrespectful people, dangerous. 1 star.
That can't be...
That's from Zimmet in brackets Bill.
I really need to get a point so I can get a piece of this spoon. They're talking about a different bridge.
Maybe they're talking about London Bridge.
Yeah, they're talking about London Bridge there. Thank you. Lock it in.
You're saying different bridge, you are correct!
Oh, it's not... What is that?
That's Brooklyn,
Brooklyn
Bridge.
Bridge. It's Brooklyn Bridge.
And my side piece. My guma.
Guruma.
I love her.
I didn't know you were in the mafia.
Can I just say, I recognise that Jess and I are losing, but in all fairness, Matt got a partner that wants to fuck bridges for a game about a bridge.
It's incredible.
So, Jess, I'm sorry I don't want to fuck a bridge.
Hey, you don't have to apologise for anything you do or do not want to fuck.
Look, we sort of put these, cast the teammates at random here, but somehow we've had one contestant that wants to fuck the topic every single night. So somehow we've done it. Next one. Is this the Harbour Bridge or another bridge review? No toilets on the bridge. Man caked in mud. Was horrid. 1 star.
Can confirm there isn't a toilet on the bridge.
Is there a man caked in mud?
Yeah. Where would a man find mud to get caked in?
I don't know. Would love to know. We're on 2. We can
Yeah.
afford to lose 1 without looking like an absolute fucking idiot.
Agreed.
I reckon it's the bridge.
Okay. Bridge.
Sydney Harbour Bridge?
Yeah.
I'm afraid it's Tower Bridge.
Wow.
Man caked in mud.
Oh, do you know, I always think that's London Bridge. And that's one of the funny things about that bridge.
Where does that sit on your sort of your...
Yeah.
Oh, let's quickly do fuck, marry, kill. What's his own? Tower Bridge, Sydney Harbour Bridge, Brooklyn Bridge.
Okay, Tower Bridge, kill. I don't like what it did to Anne Boleyn.
You hold a grudge.
And it's also like very recent. It actually had nothing to do with Anne Boleyn, I'm pretty sure. The bridge itself. And then second, well, fuck the Brooklyn Bridge, but marry Harbour Bridge.
That's the correct answer.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's nice.
And the guy caked in mud. If there's no toilets on the bridge,
Oh no.
It's not mud.
it's not mud.
Yeah, that ain't mud.
That's not mud.
All right, our final question. Is this Sydney Harbour Bridge or another bridge? Reviewed here. Dumb bridge. 1 star. Ethan Hanks.
I think that Ethan Hanks, that's me. I think that might be the Harbour Bridge. She's beautiful, but she's stupid.
You are correct, it's the Harbour Bridge. That means we have a result. We have a team taking home a spoon tonight. Finishing up on 2 points, it's Mish and Jess.
Pretty sure we actually lost one of those points, but we'll take the 2.
Shut it
We will
up.
take the 2.
But powering home on 6 points tonight, it's Matt and Jordan.
What the heck? Oh man, I couldn't have picked a better partner tonight. It's funny, what did I say? You were on Triple J. What I should have said is the only person I know in Australian comedy who wants to fuck the topic tonight. Oh, that's the best thing that's ever
I
happened to
should
me.
say, like, I'm not gonna fuck the bridge.
Right.
Like, I feel like I went hard, and now you might be like, is she like that lady that married the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
I'm not. I just have no voice, and I think a bridge is hot. Unrelated.
Plus, you didn't say. You know, you did say you're gonna marry. You wouldn't.
marry it.
You wouldn't fuck it. You'd marry it.
No, not till we're married.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much for coming on the show. Where can people find you online?
Up on Instagram at jbar666.
Nice. Give it up for Jordan Barr. Beautiful. And Mish, where can people find you?
On Instagram at Mish Wittrup is where you can find me.
Give it up for Mish. So much. Well, that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to go out and fuck a bridge. Thank you. Goodbye.